Hello, everybody. Dominic Mantuano, Executive Director of the Connecticut Burns Care Foundation. How are you today? It is another wonderful, beautiful, sophisticated, charming, exciting podcast that we have today. And as usual, I have another dynamite guest. Very special guest today from a cornerstone of the CBCF who absolutely has given not only of her time, her backbone, her sweat, her tears, her heart. It is Lynn Pandiani of Angel Ride. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm great, Dominic. Thank you.
Thank you for being here today. So I want to start off. Basically, what I want to do is, like I do with everybody, we want to know where it sort of all started with you. And then we'll work our way into Angel Ride. But
Okay.
Where did this all start with you for the CBCF?
It started for me and my family about 20 years ago. Our daughter had a serious accident and has burn injuries, over 15% of her body, third and fourth degree burns. So while we were at Bridgeport Hospital, the doctors mentioned that the burn camp would be something we should look into for the peer support and just a wonderful place for kids to heal.
Right.
So we've been fundraising and being involved in the foundation and the burn camp ever since.
Your husband did tell us that story, and it means a lot to us because it brought us a cornerstone family to the organization. And that means a lot to us because each one of you brings a different aspect to us that makes us grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, we understand about that and how that came about, you becoming involved, but now, how does Angel Ride become that big part of our Lego building blocks?
Yes. Well, about 5 years ago, I was introduced to the founders of Angel Ride, Lynn McCarthy and Fred Brook, and they ran the 2019 Angel Ride for the burn camp.
Right.
And when Lynn and Fred decided to step down, they asked me to organize the future Angel Rides. So I said yes. I just loved the community they had built, the camaraderie amongst the riders and the volunteers, just a wonderful feeling and obviously cause that was very close to our heart. So 2020 was my first Angel Ride.
Nothing hard about that year.
No. Yeah. But it actually turned out great. Like other organizations, we considered skipping the year and just holding off until the pandemic was over. But we were actually heard from a lot of our participants that they wanted to do something.
Right.
And we just turned it into an Angel Ride remote so they could ride from home and still fundraise for the camp. Actually, in 2020, we let go of the fundraising commitment. But people could also walk or run. We had volunteers. We turned it into a game. There was a poker game involved, and our volunteers were the card dealers. So we found a great creative way to engage the whole Angel Ride community over, ended up being 2 years of the pandemic. So 2022 was our first in-person ride.
That is wonderful.
You were wonderfully...
I got to be a part of it. It was fantastic.
Yes,
it was so exciting.
It was fun, and you bring a lot of wonderful energy and enthusiasm to the event. I thank you for that.
Well, it's all because of you. When I see people like yourself that overcome something as serious as COVID, and you crush it. You and your family crushed it. You said, nope, you're not going to win. And it wasn't little. You guys bent over backwards and made it happen during a very tumultuous time. That meant a lot to me. That gave me a lot of inspiration to say, okay, I'm not going to say I can't. I'm going to say I can.
Oh, wow.
Because you are a huge inspiration toward that. All the heart and soul and mind you put into it gives me inspiration to be better at what I do. And I've told Kelsey that and Andy, but do you have something you can share with us that might be a great memory or a thought that you have that you could tell our viewers out there that really hits home to you? This is why now I'm in charge of Angel Ride, because I wanted it to, because of, maybe there's a story you could tell us?
It's really a huge team effort.
Absolutely.
And everyone is so giving of their time and their talents, and that really drew me into that community.
Right.
Very caring, very dedicated. There's just a lot of love there. It sounds a little corny, but it's true. And
Not corny at all. That's what everything's based off of, a lot of love.
We also find, one time there was a story, I think it's up on our website, a longtime rider and his brother were riding together. It might have even been in 2019. And the brother was having a little difficulties on some of the more challenging sections, and he got to the finish and turned around and went back to ride to the finish with other riders who were also kind of struggling, because we have a challenging ride.
Absolutely.
If you do the metric century, it's a challenging ride, and they certainly were up to the challenge, but when you're in the middle of it, parts of it can be difficult. So he went back after having a difficult time himself. He went back to help and support and cheer on other riders to make it to the finish.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of an example of what it's all about there. It's not just the fundraising. It's not just, I like to ride my bike. I mean, it's certainly, that's part of it, but it's a much bigger community.
You see, Lynn, that's what I'm talking about. This is why I am so proud to know you, and I'm so proud to be a part of Angel Ride, because it's that. It's this overwhelming sense of give to others, let's help others, unselfishness. Yes. It's just you give and give and give because that's what you believe in. It, like you said, you just corrected me. You're not in charge. It's a team effort, and same thing with here. And I got to see that firsthand for the first time. I am not a rider. I can't do this. I just look at them and I got tired. I saw the bike and I said, no, thank you. But I stayed at a table. Yeah, I'll cheer you on. Your husband did the same thing. He did that metric ride, turned around. He says, I'm going back out. Let me see if there's anybody out there. Yeah. I said, again? And he goes, yeah, again. And he did it again. That's what I mean about you. And you say you glow. Your smile, your heart, your passion comes right through that. This is what I'm trying to tell you about what Kelsey, you, Andy, what you guys bring to us. It doesn't stop. It's not just doing what you do and you stay in your lane. You go out of your lanes. You go above. You go beyond. You come out and you break your backs for us and these champions and these children. And for that, I can't thank you enough. Listen, Lynn, I want to say that one of the biggest things that we're looking for, though, are riders.
Yes.
We're looking for people to participate, but you said, and I want you to reiterate, it's more than riders. I mean, yes, bike riding is the core.
Yes.
But what else? What else was it that they can contribute? And give us a little bit about that.
Sure. First of all, riders of all abilities. There's something for everybody at Angel Ride for cycling. We're going to have the metric century ride again, which is 62 miles. That's going to be challenging, a lot of elevation. We're also going to have a 20 to 25 mile ride. We're kind of finishing out the plan on that right now. That's for people who, it'll be less elevation, obviously shorter distance. If you're a beginner rider, especially beginner rider in a charity event, it'd be a great distance, great ride. Even if you're a more elite rider, our Angel Ride in 2023 will be on June 3rd, which is at the beginning of the cycling season, if you only ride outside. So it's a good time to start your training regimen if you're doing, let's say, a charity ride in September.
Yeah, right.
So Angel Ride's a good jumping off point, for the riding season, for beginners and elite riders. And we're also going to have our Little Angel Ride again.
That is phenomenal. Tell everybody what that is.
It's traditionally for kids 8 to 12 years old with a parent or, another adult close to them riding with them. And this year we're going to open it up to families of all ages and just have it be that kind of family event.
That was really
Piece to Angel Ride. So we'll do that. I know last year we had an Angel Ride, a burn camp, a camper sign up for Angel Ride last year. So that was very exciting.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That made us feel really good.
Yeah.
And this can be anywhere in the United States at any time. They can join us Angel Ride remotely.
That's right. We're going to continue the remote option. It's been very well received. It's wonderful. We have riders from California, Colorado, Nashville, Tennessee, even New York, or Maine, and they just couldn't make the trip down that weekend. So we'll still connect them with a volunteer through texting, and they'll be able to do their ride over the whole weekend.
Great.
Pick their mileage and their goals.
Great.
And we'll kind of stay in touch with them, and they'll do a little fundraising, not as much fundraising requirement as the in-person ride, but it's still an awesome way for everybody to be involved. And ultimately, it's just all about helping the kids at camp. So it's a great option.
So, Lynn, as we come and start wrapping this up, I want to make sure that we hit on all the points you would like to really let our viewers, listeners, and everybody out there know about. So, what would you like to tell our viewers on how they can get involved, where, and anything else you might want to say to them that is on your mind?
Sure. Yeah, a couple of things I wanted to add would be that we are opening up Angel Ride to e-bikes.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's become such a great way to get out there,
That is awesome.
enjoy nature, get some exercise, do some good work. So we're figuring out how to make that work with the traditional riders, and safety is just the biggest thing for us. So we really want to think on that, but we are definitely going to have a place for e-bike riders this year. Yeah, it'll be fun.
That is great.
It'll be fun.
How can we get involved? How can our listeners and everybody get involved with Angel Ride? Where would they go?
Well, for Angel Ride, we have our website, www.angelride.org, and we do accept donations year-round through our website. During the ride, obviously, we always accept donations, but you can support the riders and volunteers who are participating on their personal fundraising pages. If you have somebody close to you that's participating, you can do that as well. Angel Ride 2023 will be held on Saturday, June 3rd, most likely from Essex, Connecticut again. And it's not the same route as last year. We're not really ready to share the route, but we'll have those 3 shorter Little Angel Ride, under 5 miles. We'll have a medium-sized Angel Ride, about 25 miles, and the traditional, very challenging 62-mile metric century ride.
Oh, that's wonderful. I didn't know that was a nice little surprise there. That's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, also, sorry.
No, please, absolutely.
Our registration is going to open in January. That'd be great.
So January, guys, it's going to open, so be aware, be alert. Remember, I said the Night of Stars coming up is the beginning, not the end, so here we go.
Yeah.
It's already starting.
We also will have registration available for volunteers.
Great.
And we have,
big part of it.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It takes hundreds of volunteers to put this on. So it's
great.
it's really wonderful. And we're so thrilled to have the Burn Camp family join in with the Angel Ride family as riders, as runners, walkers, volunteers, team leaders. We've got parents like myself and counselors and campers who are counselors who are campers, and just
That's great.
Yeah,
and
it's
they all
wonderful.
come together as one big family.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
So how does Angel Ride affiliate with us? How did you come to about choosing us? How does that happen? Because our viewers might want to know when they're donating to Angel Ride, how is that in connection with us?
Sure. Yes. Angel Ride came to the Burns Care Foundation through the founders, Lynn and Fred. They did a search. They did some wonderful work at Hole in the Wall.
Yeah.
Kind of accomplished their goals there, and they were looking for another children's charity. So they found Angel Ride. They found the Connecticut Burns Care Foundation and the Children's Burn Camp, and that's how Angel Ride came to you.
That's great.
Us personally, our family could see that by having an event like Angel Ride, it just broadens the community that will be interested because it's a bicycle ride or because they have a volunteer's heart.
Right.
And that then introduces them to the burn camp. And they learn about the children and they read about the stories. We have some stories on our website, and your website is full of stories.
Absolutely.
So through Angel Ride, more people will get to know about the good work that the burn camp does for the children and how life-changing it is, like it was for our daughter.
Absolutely.
For the campers to, at such a young age, and into the teen years, you know, because Kelsey was a camper from 8 to 18 years old, just being with other kids that were going through what she was going through,
Right.
seeing adult burn survivors as counselors, you know, just living normal, you know, regular old lives, going to college, getting a job, whatever they're doing.
Right.
So it was really empowering. And Angel Ride helps us to just share those stories of the good work that the camp does.
Absolutely. I can't thank you enough, Lynn, for being here today, for sharing with us, for telling everybody about Angel Ride. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make sure that you understand it is already beginning. Start going to the website, look up this wonderful young lady who absolutely is a pinnacle, a pillar of our community. She's a mother, a friend, a wife. She is all around a great community leader. We want to thank you again for being here. So go to their website, angelride.org. Is that it? All right, angelride.org. And you're going to be hearing from us on our website, www.ctburnsfoundation.org. We're going to have everything they have. We're going to have to send you there to take a look. So remember, it's all beginning now. It's never going to stop anymore. We're going to be going round and round and round like a tornado. It is here to stay because remember, we can't eradicate nor can we cure burns, so we got to keep the doors open. And that, therefore, there will always be, unfortunately, new members coming in, but fortunately, we are here to incorporate them into our family. Lynn, when I first met you, it was an honor and a privilege. The first day we sat down and we talked, and to this day, our friendship is still growing. And I told Andy this and a few other people, but you do make me a better executive director.
Oh, jeez.
But also, you make me a better friend because I really appreciate everything you do. I really do. I look up to you. I think you have a lot of great things that do a lot of great things for these kids. And that's my whole goal now. They changed my life.
Well, thank you, Dom, because you've done a lot as well for the kids.
Nah.
Yeah, I can't accept all of that. I can't accept all that. But
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Lynn Pandiani of Angel Ride. I am Dominic Mantuano, your Executive Director of the Connecticut Burns Care Foundation, and we'll see you the next time on our next podcast.